the Bowls WA Metropolitan Small Club of the Year and the Club of the Year. Our next awards. First, the award for the Metropolitan Small Club of the Year, membership, 125 active bowlers or less. To make that announcement, I'd like to call upon the great Karen Murphy, representing BCIB as their ambassador tonight, to come forward. And of course, BCIB, a long-time sponsor of the Metropolitan Pennant Competition. And as Karen makes her way up on a stage, really looking forward to having a chat with her. Come across before we get stuck into the serious stuff. Have a look at some of the montage of you in action. It does look like you, but there'd be a good reason for that. That's a photo of joy and elation. Tell us a bit about, well, firstly, you had some early success. We just saw one of the photos right before you came up on stage with a couple of West Australian players as well. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I didn't see the photo, but I presume it was Lee and Roma, was it? Yeah. I was really fortunate when I first made the Australian team in '97 that I was only sort of in my early 20s, and I think had Roma and Lee. Thank you. I was really lucky that those two girls were in the team because they certainly made it a lot of fun for me, and yeah, great fond memories with the WA girls and Beryl Brennan for that matter. Beryl was our team manager as well at one time, and still remain very good friends with the girls, so long time association with WA.
You got to do something which was tremendously exciting for all of us to watch, and I would imagine as an athlete would rank as one of the real highlights to actually be able to recite the athlete's oath at a Commonwealth Games. What was that like?
It was amazing. I think the best thing that came out of being selected to read the athlete's oath was the profile of bowls, you know, the fact that a bowler was selected to do it, and had it been myself or Aaron Sheriff or, you know, one of the Jackaroos, it was great for bowls as a sport, and I was really proud of that night, and it was hugely emotional. I wasn't nervous, I'm not sure why. We couldn't sort of see anyone in the crowd, a bit like at the moment when you've got lights on you at the moment. I can't really see anyone's face at the moment, but I'm glad we couldn't see it, and I tried to sort of forget that it was billions of people watching it at the time. So, but hugely emotional and very, very proud for bowls as a sport that we had a representative to read the athlete's oath.
And again, as we've seen at Commonwealth Games, the crowds that turn out to watch the event are fantastic. And I'll be honest, I didn't get out there, but I watched a fair bit on the iPhone app. People seem to be loving it again. How important is it to have bowls at that sort of level, the Commonwealth Games, to sell the sport?
Commonwealth Games, you know, is probably one of the best sells as an event for our sport, and I think that bowls nearly had a bit of a cult following at the Commonwealth Games. There was lots of groups of, you know, young guys and things that were, you know, having a few beers and yelling out at inappropriate times and things like that. But that was good because you don't discourage that. You know, any support for bowls is great. We had a few of the swimmers come out and watch Disco win the singles that night, Cameron McAvoy, Mac Horton and a few of the guys. So it really sort of gathered some traction in profile, and probably the best coverage I think we've had. I know that, you know, the mainstream Channel 7 channel didn't have a lot of bowls on it, but the app where we had both finals rinks was very good, and as I say, Commonwealth Games and BPL are probably the best sells for our sport that we can have.
What about yourself? 600 plus games now for your nation, and we'll just see some of the, well, that is an honour roll just over your right shoulder, which is just remarkable. Australian International, there it is, 614 games. What you've been able to achieve is amazing. What next for Karen Murphy?
Yeah, well, obviously we just finished Commonwealth Games. It sort of basically starts preparations for World Champs 2020, which is on the Gold Coast. So for me, that's a huge carrot to have it in our home backyard again. So I certainly want to stay on for World Champs. And I don't really make long-term goals and plans. I just, every major international I reassess. Yes, I still love playing for Australia and love pulling on the green and gold. We've got a fantastic high performance program, great coach, lots of really fantastic people involved, and for me it's enjoyment, and while I still feel I'm playing as well as ever, I want to remain there.
So you're across here as an ambassador for BCIB. What does that actually entail? Great, we get to chat with you up on stage. What else does it entail?
Yeah, well, I'm here tonight courtesy of BCIB. We've done some really great forums around a few of the clubs in Perth alongside Bowls Australia. I've been fortunate to have been with BCIB since I was 14 years old, and I probably wouldn't have been able to do a lot of the things that I've been able to do in bowls, and also have the longevity that I've had without great sponsors like BCIB. And I thank Ian and the team at BCIB. We've got Kelvin and Steve on board as well, and they're our biggest sponsor in bowls in Australia, and we certainly need sponsors for the sport. So I do quite a few appearance days and things like that for BCIB, and an ambassadorship sort of thing. So I really enjoy it. It's great fun.
And one of the events we have here, I just wanted to ask you about this one too, but the Everest, how did you find that as an event over here? And hopefully everything goes bigger and better again this year.
Yeah, it was really good fun. I roomed, I was lucky enough to stay with Russell and Cheryl, and roomed with 10 guys that week, so that was interesting. Try sharing a bathroom with 10 guys. Look, we had a great time. I think, for the sport, it was fantastic. I sort of haven't ruled out coming back. Initially I thought I may not come back this year. I've had a bit on, but I really enjoyed it. It was great playing against the guys. Girls have got nothing to lose. So, but it was really great to see a lot of the locals, sort of support the event, and local businesses as well. And also great for bowls in WA, I think. It was amazing, and the best of the bowlers in WA were playing, and it was really great to sort of mix with those guys and have a game against them.
We've got an important role for us now. So the finalists in this award, let's have a look on the screen at them. Bassendean, there they are, Mundaring, Quinns, Rocks and South Perth. Let's find out our winner, thanks to our presenter, a very special one, Karen Murphy.
It is my very great pleasure to announce that the Metropolitan Small Club of the Year is Quinns Rocks.
Shane, strong year for the club, no doubt. That's one of the reasons why you get those awards. But I believe your junior program has been exceptional. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've tried to make the club go forward a lot in this past year with a few different tournaments, with the Jack Attack and a few other things. And I thought that as a club we needed to look at the juniors competition, and that's something and myself, that I'm pretty passionate about. So to all your clubs out there, get the juniors into the game, and the whole sport will go forward leaps and bounds. And there's testament there that looking at the Commonwealth Games, how well that went, and I really do think we need to promote the juniors in our sport, and we'll go forward.
What about corporate bowls? Have you had some success with that as well?
Yeah, we've been running corporate bowls for 5 or 6 years now, and yeah, we get 2 greenfuls up there every Thursday night, and we put on a great meal up at the club. And as I said, this is a club award. It's a fantastic. It's my whole club that every member of our club owns this award. It's not just one person or anybody else. It's all, everybody. It's our club. We love our club, and that's where we are.
A last one for you. Well done. Give them a round of applause. It's always great to see such passion up here from the people with their clubs. I believe there's been a fair bit of infrastructure changes about the place. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the parent club, the Sportsman's Club's been extended, and that has got a lot bigger now, introducing more people to the club. We're looking at putting in a 3rd green down there now, and just growing the club and going forward and taking our great game forward as much as we can. So we're just one part of the whole situation, and Bowls WA have been great supporters of us, and I really want to thank them. BCIB as a sponsor, we wouldn't, clubs like us won't be able to go forward without that sort of support, and they also look after and help our junior program in the whole state of WA. So really appreciate that, and everybody else that helps us out. It's great.
Well said, well done, congratulations, enjoy the night.